Alright guys, so welcome to today's session of Protronic C programming tutorials. I'm Daltech, and what we are going to look at today is how to get inputs from a user using scanf. So before we start, please like this video, subscribe and share it to your friends. Now let's look at getting inputs from a user. Okay, so normally uh, while using your programs or maybe app, you might be prompted to, okay, maybe tell you things like type in your name, and then they will provide a space for you to type in the data, and then maybe type in your date of birth, then they'll provide a space. So we are trying to write a program that can, you know, do something like that, do exactly that. Okay, a program that will prompt you to type in your name, and then be able to give you space, okay, where you can type in the name so that we can use the name to run some calculations or run the program. Get okay? So let's write a simple program that will allow a user to input. Okay, let's consider a she. Allow a user to input her name and department with her current level in the university. Okay, so let's start. So character. So since the first we are trying to create for name is a character array, character first name, first name. So next we assign the size of the array. So since it's a name, let's give it enough space. But some people really have long names, so we'll give it 20 bytes. So then our departments, character department. Let's also give that 20 bytes. Okay, so the next one is her level. So for that we just define an int, a variable, integer level, integer level. Okay, so sweet. Now the reason we use the integer data type is that we treat it differently when working with scanf. Okay, that's the reason you know I try to include integer data type in among this program, so that I'll show you something. I'll show you what you do when you are trying to get an integer value, an integer data from a user. It's quite actually a bit is a big difference from, there's an addition of what you do to it from what you do to others like array. Okay, so now uh before the user will input the data, you have to give them a prompt. Okay, you have to give the users a prompt so as to guide them on the data to put. So let's prompt the user to input their name. So let's say please enter your name, please enter your name. All right, now let's let's go to the part where you collect the input from them. So to do that, you have to use a function called scanf. Okay, scanf. Now this scanf it requires two informations. It requires two informations. Okay, the first one, it wants to it requires two information. The first one is a placeholder for whatever the user is typing in. Okay, so whatever the user is typing in, the placeholder, if maybe what the user wants to type in is a string, okay, it's going to, the first information that the scanf needs is the information the user wants to type in. So since the user wants to type in a name, is using a string, so we use percentage %s. Okay, put it in between quotation marks, potential. Okay, so the second information is the variable that you want to store the inputs in. okay, the input that the user enters, okay, the variable that you would like to store it in. Okay, so the user is entering her first name, so we are going to store it in the character array first name. Okay, so first name. All right, sweet. So now let's go ahead and prompt the let's do for departments. We have done for first name. Let's do for departments. All right, so please enter your department. No, please enter your department. So since department is a string, okay, we also use percentage s, comma, variable name department. All right, so sweet. So the third one now is last one is level. Okay, please enter your current level in the university. Please enter your current level in the university. Okay, so uh all right, so since level is an integer, we use percentage d. So now variable name level. So it border, there is something else that we are really missing out. Okay, now apart from arrays, when using the input function scanf, okay, for every other variable name, okay, for every other variable name apart from arrays, okay, whether it's integer or floats, okay, you use an ampersand before the variable name. You put an ampersand, okay, so you include an ampersand before the variable name. You do it for every other variable type except arrays, okay. So it's just kind of how C programming works, okay. If you understand the reason for that when you reach pointers, okay, so but just know it for now, okay. If you don't do it, it's not going to work, trust me, I've been there. So let's go ahead and run this program. All right, sweet. So if you notice there's something happening here, okay, so the computer have already gone through please enter your name, that was run the program. Now getting to this point, uh the scanf pauses the program, okay. The program will only continue when you have entered a data for the scanf to work with, okay. So let's say before we do this, let's there's something we are missing, okay. So all this data that we have collected from the user, let's go ahead and confirm that we got it from the user and, by printing it, you get. So let's say printf. Okay, so um my name is percentage s. My name is percentage s first name, okay. So mm, let's delete this. So let's say she's an engineering student. I am in, let's say we don't know the engineering department, so let's just put percentage S. So the percentage S is to put the department, so write engineering, then percentage D level. Sweet. So go ahead and put a new line. Yeah. So remove first name, and then we put department, comma, level. Okay, sweet. So let's go ahead and print this. Let's go ahead and run the program. So please enter your name. So uh, let's say okay. All right. So please enter your department. Uh, Electrical. Then enter your current level in the university. 200 level. So the program has run, and then using the data that the user inputs, okay, it's used it to form another program. My name is Oge. I am in electrical engineering, 200 level. Sweet. So I hope you are really following up and understanding. So guys, looking at the output in the screen, okay, I forgot to tell you one last thing before we go. When inputting data for in scanf, okay, you can't just, let's run this program again. Please enter your name. You can't say maybe your name is okay. You can't use space. You say your name is okay, so or stuff. Okay, the computer is not going to print it. Okay, so I seen it. The computer is not going to print it. It took the second data that we after the space after the okay, so it took it into the department. So when inputting the data, you cannot put space. Okay, anything you're going to put is going to be together. Okay, so you cannot use space in between two words when inputting one data. Okay, if not, the computer will carry it and then put it into the second data. All right, so unless you can, yeah, you want to write name and surname, they have to declare variable first name and another variable second name, so that you can impute you can get the input from the user differently. Okay, sweet. So all right guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial series. uh by now you should know how to make use of your scanf to get input from a user. So very useful. So that's it for today's tutorial, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.